So you're considering relocating and maybe moving to Phoenix, Arizona? Well, in this video, we're going to go through the pros and the cons of living in Phoenix, Arizona. So let's get after it right now. Hey, my name's Anthony. I'm a former attorney turned real estate professional who helps people relocate throughout the country, and it's why I've earned the nickname, the Relocation King. So in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the jewels of the Southwest, Phoenix, Arizona, and we're going to go through some of the pros and the cons of living in the Phoenix area, what it's like, what living here is all about, and whether it's a good place to move or not. And we're also going to talk about what are some of the drawbacks. So let's get right into it. First of all, where is Phoenix? Well, it's located in the southern central part of Arizona, and it's about halfway between two other great Arizona cities, Tucson and Flagstaff, which we'll get to in just a second. And its location is actually one of the big pros for Phoenix. It really is a central hub to be able to do so many things. You want to go skiing? You're a couple of hours away by car from Flagstaff, where with its mountains and higher elevation, you can go and enjoy winter, but on your terms, when you want to, not just opening your front door to it. Also, you're about 5 hours away from the beaches in California, Disneyland, and all that it has to offer without all of the extra burdens that come from living in California. On top of that, Phoenix is home to Sky Harbor International Airport, which is your gateway to anywhere in the country and really the world, right inside of the city. So you can be on your way to wherever your heart desires in mere minutes. And while its geography is a big pro, one of the biggest pros of the area is both a pro and a con. So let's start with the pro part of it, and that is the weather. Look, for 8 to 9 months of the year, it is absolutely gorgeous in Phoenix. If you're looking for almost year-round sunshine in temperate climates and not a lot of gloomy days or winter blues, then you are going to love those 9 months of the year. There's no snow to shovel. You don't have to bundle up in 82 jackets and 15 hats and all kinds of gloves. It's literally t-shirt and jean or shorts weather to enjoy all of the activities that the area has to offer, which again we'll get into in just a second. But the flip side of that is those other 3 months of the year, summer, they are absolutely crappy, especially when you've lived there for a while. I mean, if it's your first summer there, you're probably going to be like, hey, this isn't that bad. But after a few seasons, the brutal heat will begin to wear on you, and you will have graduated to local status when you are complaining about it non-stop for 3 months while you're inside an air-conditioned building just chilling. Look, let me tell you a quick story about how hot it gets in Phoenix. One time, I went into the grocery store, and while checking out, I got sucked in and I bought a Hershey's bar with almonds for the ride home. By the time I walked out of the store, put my bags in the car, and sat down with the air conditioning running and went to open up my Hershey bar, it had completely melted and turned into a Hershey soup with almonds. It really does get hot in Phoenix. And yes, the heat is dry, but so is the heat in the oven I cook my Thanksgiving turkey in. That being said, once you get through summer and the weather turns gorgeous again, it really is gorgeous, and leads us to our next big pro, and that is all of the outdoor activities available to you. It's one of the biggest draws of the area. Whether it's hiking, biking, or playing golf, there is a ton to do. The area is really a valley ringed by multiple mountains and mountain ranges that offer some really cool hikes up all degrees of difficulty, whether it's the Camelback Mountains or even going a bit further to the Superstition Mountains and, hunting for gold. There's always a great new hike to be had. And if you like golf, wait a second, I take that back. If you love golf, then you are going to love Phoenix. There are so many golf courses in the area, both public and private, that you could literally play a different course every day and not circle back for what seems like months. It really is a golfer's paradise. In addition to that, there's also a ton of water activities close by, with multiple lakes and river areas for you to go and cool off and enjoy boating, fishing, and just chillaxing in the water. And finally, for our pros, there's the business climate and economic opportunities. And this is one area where Phoenix really stands out. There are gobs and gobs of Fortune 500 companies and other large corporations who have significant footprints in Phoenix, which means that there are serious economic opportunities for jobs with decent wages. And it's across multiple sectors, whether it's tech, healthcare, financial services. There are opportunities galore. And although tourism is big in Phoenix, it is not the only game in town. And there are ample opportunities in nearly every vertical. But it's not just the big companies that rule the roost in Phoenix. The state and the city are very pro-business. And it means that there are a lot of opportunities for people who are looking to either relocate their businesses or even start a new business in the area. There is a very diverse and ample talent pool of individuals who now live in the area, and for all these reasons, it makes a great place to start and or grow your business. Now, that's not all of the pros. The list could go on and on. Things like the food scene, the nightlife, all the pro sports franchises, the Cactus League for baseball spring training. Heck, the 2023 Super Bowl is there. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Oh, it is all sunshine, but not, okay. There are some potential downsides to living in Phoenix as well. The biggest one we already touched on, and that is summer sucks. So we won't belabor that point. It sucks. The other potential big con, though, is where affordability has moved over the last couple of years. There used to be a time where you could buy a great house, a big, beautiful home, for under $150,000, with per square foot prices under $100. But because of all those amazing pros we just finished going over, and the onset of things like remote work and the events of 2020, things changed considerably from mid-2020 to the middle of 2022, and the Phoenix area literally skyrocketed. It was one of the fastest growing markets in the entire country, and affordability, things changed. Prices went through the roof, and that $150,000 house was now a $400,000 house or more. Now, the goodish news, though, is that since the middle of 2022, there has been a shift in that crazy market, and things are starting to go back to a more reasonable level, which sucks if you bought at the top, but means that now, currently, there are opportunities making their way at least back onto the market now. Right now, the average per square foot price for a single family home is in the mid to upper $200 per square foot, somewhere in that $275 range, which is still significantly more expensive than it was prior to 2020, but has come down from its peaks quite a bit. Now, $275 per square foot sounds like a lot, and historically for Phoenix it is. But compared to the areas where folks are relocating from, it is a dream number, and still a bargain. It's a lot more affordable than the $600 plus dollars per square foot in a place like, San Diego. So yes, the area has become a bit pricier, but depending on where you're relocating from, it's still a fantastic bargain. But we'll put it on the con side just for the heck of it. And another potential con is that you are moving to a desert. So for the most part, you are going to see a lot of desert landscaping, a lot of rock, a lot of cactus, basically a lot of desert. So if you're coming from an area where you're used to seeing acres and acres of rolling greenery and forests of trees, you may be a little bit shocked. Now, there's two things though that I want you to think about. First is that a lot of people absolutely love the desert landscaping. It really does have its own beauty to it. It may not be what you're used to east of the Mississippi, but remember, it's God's creation as well, and really can be gorgeous in its own way. Plus, it's pretty easy to maintain. The second thing is that there are certain areas in the city, primarily in the southern suburbs, places like Tempe, Chandler, Glendale, and Gilbert, where there is actually a lot of green and a lot of trees. In the northern parts of the city, it's a lot of desert. But once you cross over into the southern parts, you will find some areas that, like, literally, if you closed your eyes and dropped you in the middle there, just by looking around, you wouldn't know if you were in Orange County or Gilbert, Arizona. Now, if you think I missed a pro or a con, go ahead and drop a comment below. And be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss one of my videos discussing all of the popular locations that people are relocating to. And be sure to watch this video, which I'm putting up on the screen, which shows you what a $600,000 budget looks like in Phoenix versus Seattle, Washington. But on the whole, those pros for Phoenix really add up, and it's the reason it has become such a popular relocation destination. And if you'd like me or one of my team to help you figure out if Phoenix is right for you, just go to therelocationking.com and we'd love to help you make your move as smooth as possible. So that'll do it for me today. I'll see you in the next video. The Relocation King out.